What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success, and what I have for you here today is a perspective video. All right, so in this video here, I don't want you to get too hung up on the little technical things that I say in this video, but the whole purpose of this video here is really just to get you in the right mindset and to really remove a lot of the guilt and maybe shame that you feel around why you're not getting results right now and how you're not good enough as an entrepreneur. And I think that this video is really going to hit you on a deep level because it's going to be coming from a really true place. I'm going to share with you perspectives that are very true and that will really help relieve a lot of that guilt that you feel around not having your clothing brand to the point where you thought it would be when you first started. All right, I think this video is going to be great. Here it is. This video here is sponsored by my buds over at BrandCrowd. And if you need designs made for your clothing brand, I recommend you check out BrandCrowd. BrandCrowd has a tool called the Logo Maker tool, which is where they have a huge library of professionally designed logos that are fully customizable. So you can add your own fonts, your own layout to it, and all of that's free to try. Once you decide that you actually like your logo, then you can decide to purchase it, remove it from the marketplace so that all the rights are yours. If you're interested, follow the link in the description below because it'll give you up to 33% off at checkout. All right, so one of my biggest weaknesses is that I always beat myself up for not having accomplished more inside of my business. My clothing brand right now is 3 years old, and this YouTube channel here is 2 years old. And one of the things that I do a lot is I'll get down on myself and tell myself that, I should be farther along in this clothing brand journey 3 years in. 3 years into this clothing brand thing, I should be making, $1 million or, $5 million with my brand. And if it's not there yet, then does that mean that the brand's bad? And does that mean that I should just give up and try something else? And these are thoughts that I constantly tell myself, and it leads to sort of feeling guilty, like you should be doing more, or should be taking different action than the action that you're currently taking. And I just wanted to make this video here for you very raw to sort of share with you some of the perspectives that I've adopted to sort of combat this sort of negativity around, feeling down on myself and feeling like I should have accomplished more. Okay, so one of the things that I've really been noticing lately is that this whole entrepreneurial journey, this whole thing that we're going through trying to start up a clothing brand and trying to offer value and create, a brand that's fully sculpted and becomes professional, to get to a clothing brand that's, selling $1 million, it's really, really hard, okay? This journey that we're on is way, way harder once you're actually on it than you could have really ever imagined when you were just sort of thinking about getting started. And I think that that is really why, before you start your clothing brand, you naturally feel a lot of resistance to it. I think that intuitively, we know that when we start this, it's probably going to be a lot harder than, how we actually envision it going. We like to picture it, everything going super well. And it's sort of one of those things where when you actually get going with it, when you pull the trigger on it and you start working down that path, you realize, holy crap, this is really hard. And a lot of people talk about this in the gym, right? If you want to build a really nice body, you want to, build some muscle, it's usually 10 times harder to get to the point that you want to be than, you really process before you actually get into it. So this video here is really just to, pump into you in a really raw and sort of harsh way that this journey that you're on is very, very difficult, okay? It's challenging, and it's supposed to be challenging because obviously if, everybody could do it, they would do it, all right? So this, journey that we're on, I want to let you know that if you're struggling right now, if you're on that path and you feel like you should be farther along, if you feel like you've been trying all these different marketing tactics and for whatever reason, your clothing brand hasn't made any sales yet, maybe you're 6 months in, maybe you're a year in, and you're starting to get really discouraged and down on yourself, maybe that's just the way that it needs to be, okay? And it's okay that you've put yourself through that. Most people wouldn't even take the leap initially to put themselves out there to even try something. And this is just a really, really good learning opportunity for you to go through. It really sort of shocks your system and shows you that, all right, this is going to be hard if I want to get there. One of the biggest success barriers that I think people have, that I know that I definitely struggle with, is actually adopting a mindset where you're putting yourself intentionally into situations that are uncomfortable, painful, lead to, discomfort, and are really truly challenging to the point where, they naturally lead to feelings of discouragement and questioning yourself and not, knowing if you're ever going to get through it. and you need to intentionally put yourself through those things proactively. And what that does is when you start viewing those things as a challenge to overcome, you stop operating on a level of immediate gratification and a level of always needing to be happy, and you set the bar a little bit higher, okay? So this means that in the moment, you're willing to go through pain, you're willing to suffer, you're willing to experience things that aren't necessarily, easy in order to receive a better future later on, okay? And you're doing it for a worthwhile goal. Now, I totally recognize that this channel here is to teach you how to run a successful clothing brand. And it may seem like all this is a bit off topic, but at the end of the day, the results that you're able to get in your clothing brand come down to you as a clothing brand owner. And a lot of the things that you're experiencing as a clothing brand owner are these emotions and these feelings and these, ups and downs that you're going through. And I want to make sure that you know exactly, what's going on. You're able to put these into perspective so that they don't just completely take you off course and screw up your entire adventure here. And really, I want to let you process all of these experiences as you go through them in the right way so that you're able to stay on track and reach your goals eventually. So what I'd really like to leave you with here is that if you're struggling with your clothing brand and you feel like you should be farther along in your journey than you currently are, I want you to truly recognize that at the end of the day, you are a human being, and anybody else who's starting this up for the first time would struggle probably just as much as you are. And really, your success with all this is going to come down to your ability to persist through these struggles more than any other person would, or more than most people would. All right. So, these struggles that you're going through, these are completely natural things to go through. I remember when I first started, I've said this so many times in these videos that, we went our first 6 months basically selling to nobody, all right? And I remember launching, thinking that we were gonna sell like crazy and really struggling for those first 6 months and just battling through it. What most people would have done there, though, is they would have said, screw it, this brand is dumb, and given up. But I kept pushing through, and you keep learning different ways to market and different ways to sell yourself, and that pushing through the obstacles and just the repetition of getting back up again and trying again is really at the core what will allow you to become successful, okay? Because, everybody to a certain extent can try to run a clothing brand, and almost everybody will fail in their first, 6 months, but it's about those of us who are actually learning, getting back up, trying again, and you just repeat that process until you actually get there. This is a very hard thing to do, okay? Creating something that people actually want to buy, it's a very hard process. So don't get down on yourself. That's really just the main message of this video. I realized that it might have been a bit sloppy delivering this message to you, but I was feeling it and I just wanted to share it with you. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you liked this video here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you haven't already, check out my clothing brand marketing masterclass video, okay? It's 100% free to watch. All you have to do to get access is go to www.apparelsuccess.com/masterclass. You can watch the whole thing for free. And if you've made it to this point in the video, I want to let you know about the closed Facebook group that we have going on for Apparel Success. There's a link in the description below. Follow that link, join us in the group. We're a bunch of clothing brand owners all in there to support each other and answer each other's questions. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace. Lay back, get relaxed, and just lock in and soak up all this information. When new visitors come to your account, the first thing that they're gonna do is read your bio to find out exactly who you are and what you do. Say you reach 20,000 followers on Instagram and you get some celebrities and influencers, then you'll reach a certain point where you can finally leverage that. Like some of these celebrities, it's just like, sure bro, I'm down. Send me whatever you want, thanks a lot. Like you can just tell that, they don't really wanna be formal about stuff like this. And I'm going to show you in the next upcoming modules the very strategic and systematic way that you can go about doing it. I'm really excited to show you. I'm gonna show you right now exactly what to do to implement this system for yourself, and let's crack into it right now. What I'm doing here is I'm guiding you into the light. I'm gonna show you exactly how to grow up your account from the very beginning. If you don't have anything to leverage, it just constantly keeps growing, because as long as you're putting in the work, as long as the strategy's there, you will get results over time. You will get there. If you put all this in place that I'm about to share with you, you will get there. I'm really excited for you to do this.